Hey guys, Gypsy Wolf. Thank you for joining me tonight, or today, depending on when you're watching. Okay, so my last two videos, I showed you a bit on my return to sender and reversal oil. I gave you, some ideas on how it's made, but I didn't actually show you. And I didn't want to leave you in the lurch, so I figured I would make an actual video on how to make a return to sender reversal oil. Okay? I can't believe I'm actually doing this because I had a procedure, well, technically yesterday because of what time it is, but I still really wanted to put this out for you guys, and I'm not quite ready for bed, so I'm doing it. And I can't believe I'm showing you because this is something that has been in my book of shadows for so long that I've never shared with anyone, and I decided it was time to share it with everybody, It's all about sharing. So, if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for joining. Again, my name is Gypsy Wolf, and this channel is all things about witchcraft. So, if that's something that you want to learn more about, I would encourage you to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, so that way you get notified every time I put out new content. And if you're one of my returning subscribers, thank you so much for being back here with me, guys. I love each and every one of you, and I do this for you guys. I really do. Alright, so I'm going to preface this very quickly. This is not an easy oil to make, okay? There are a lot of ingredients. This is a bit labor intensive. So if you're a newer witch, don't get discouraged. Still give us a try. You might need to pause, rewind, rewatch certain parts of the video, and that's okay, alright? Take your time. Don't be hard on yourself. Okay, so very quickly, what we use this oil for. It's very, very uncommon that people get hexed and cursed and jinxed by others, by, other practitioners. But it can be used for that. If you happen to go into a place where there's just a lot of icky energy and you can't seem to get it off of you, this can be used for that. If you maybe unfortunately live with someone that sends a lot of bad energy your way, and there's just no way of getting away from it or around it, it can be used there. It can be used for reversing bad situations, okay? So there are a lot of uses for this. Okay, so here's what you will need botanical-wise, all right? And I already ground them up. Can I get, a little bit of a quicker video, but this will probably not be short. All right, so the first one is clove. I'm using cloves because, number one, obviously they're protective. Think about the way a clove is shaped. It kind of looks like a little spike, right? So I imagine when I use cloves, spiking something into my enemy, or if I want something to come to fruition, it's kind of like hammering that spike into something, making it happen. So it's poking into my enemies for this one. The next one, which is, my staple, rosemary, ground up rosemary. Rosemary is unbelievably protected, and what's also really good about it is if you've already had some negative energy come onto you, it's gonna kind of mingle with that negative energy, right, and push it away. That's kind of how I don't know how else to show it or explain it, and I talk a lot with my hands. I'm an Italian. What do you want from me? The next one, and this is probably a little harder to come by, this is lemongrass, but a lot of times you can find this in your grocery store. Lemongrass is the primary ingredient in the hoodoo oil, Van oil, which is used for removing hexes, jinxes, protection, things like that. So that's why we're using it in this reversal oil. And then the last one I have on my plate here is angelica roots. It is a root, so it's kind of harder to grind up. You can just put these in a coffee grinder if you don't have a mortar and pestle. That's fine. Now, I like to use angelica root because I do work with angels. I mean, in my personal belief, you don't have to believe this, it's totally fine, but I believe that we all are born with at least one angel that looks after us. And they intercede when we need their help. So adding that tends to help. Now, if you don't believe in any of that, that's fine, but I would highly encourage you to add it and just see what it does. Because it also can call on your ancestors, and we all have those, right? All of us. Okay, so those are the 4 botanicals that I ground up. We're also going to be using a piece of cinnamon stick. I don't like powdered cinnamon in my oils because it just sticks to the bottom way too much. I have a small, you're probably not going to be able to see this, little piece of mirror because my master bottle is very small. Now, you're going to need like a shard of mirror. So you can just go to the Dollar Tree, get one of those little compacts. Don't look in it. Do not look in the mirror. And you can crush it with a hammer and take however many pieces you want, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, does not matter. And put that in your oil, okay? The next spice you will need is black pepper, okay? Black pepper dispels negativity, gets it out, it exorcises it, gets it out, sends things away. This is one of the main ingredients in hot foot powder, which is to send things away, people away, situations away. So that's why we're using black pepper. It's also used because if you saw my previous videos about my banishment oil, reversal oil, it was black. It was black because I used charcoal. Now, not everybody can burn herbs on a charcoal. Now, very quickly, let me go into this too. I'm trying to make this as easy as possible. The way I make mine, I do use a self-lit charcoal, the ones that you can buy in, it's like a tube basically. And you burn herbs, incenses that you've blended on there, things like that. But not everybody can do that because of their own asthma. Maybe they live with other people where it's not conducive to them. So I'm going to show you how you can make this oil with lighting that charcoal and burning herbs on it, or without. It will work just as well either way. But like I said, the black pepper, one of the good things about it is if you don't use the charcoal, it does kind of add that black color to it. You're also going to need 1 essential oil, and this one you can find anywhere, a grocery store, CVS, Walgreens, wherever, is eucalyptus oil. Okay, eucalyptus is great for opening paths, clearing the way. And we want that because if we're trying to send something back, we don't want any blockages. We want a smooth, clear path, okay? So that's why we're going to use a little bit of eucalyptus, and I like it for the scent as well. Next, you are going to need, you can either use a small piece of tourmaline, black tourmaline, and now this one is optional, okay? So the stone is optional. You can use a piece of black tourmaline, or you can take that black tourmaline and crush it up a bit in case you're not using the charcoal, and it will give it that dark color. Or if your bottle is too small to introduce that piece of tourmaline into, you might need to crush it. Next, I know there's a lot of ingredients here, guys. You'll need a bay leaf. And on your bay leaf, you are going to want to write return to sender and then reverse, okay? So that's very important. Now, I made a sigil the day I made this oil. I normally make my sigils very differently than this, but this is what felt right to me. You can make whatever sigil you want or omit this. But as you can see, to me, this is a ball of energy, which is myself. And you can see the arrows going out from every angle. So anything that's trying to come to me bounces back, okay? So on a piece of brown paper bag, or whatever you have, this sigil or a sigil you make, or none if you choose not to, but I would highly recommend it. Basically, the last thing you will need, and I got this very small chant from Arabian Conjurer, one of her videos on a Return to Sender spell. It's a petition, okay? So you're going to need a piece of paper for the petition. And on the petition, you are going to write, all my enemies, known and unknown, the source from which the negativity came, I reverse thee 10 times, and then you sign your name. Okay? Do that. A Mr. Bottle. I'm using this little one, and the giveaway, I actually have the giveaway winner, so I'm going to make a video in the next few days on who that winner is. This bottle of reversal oil will be going to you. And then if you are going to be burning a charcoal, you're going to need a fireproof dish. I just have this little guy just as a demonstration. A funnel, if you have it, makes it a little bit easier, and you will need a black pen to write your petition with and your sigil. Okay, I think also you're going to need carrier oil, duh. So for this, I chose olive oil. I normally don't use olive oil, but it felt very right for this. And then if you wish, you can use a little bit of vitamin E oil to help stabilize it if you're making a larger batch. Oh, let me show you guys real quick. You might appreciate this. Did I already show you this? My new bottle. Isn't this pretty? I love it. I probably already showed it to you. Guys, I'm tired. It's been a long day. Okay. So, let me break this down for you. If you can use a charcoal disc and burn herbs on it, you're going to want to light that, and you are going to add your clove, basically everything on this plate, okay? You're going to add your clove, your rosemary, your lemongrass, and your angelica root, and you're going to let it burn out, okay? Let that burn all the way out, all right? Because you're going to use that charcoal disc later. If that's what you choose to do or can do, when it is cooled and done, you will crush that piece of charcoal up, and you will add some or all of it, depending on the size of your master bottle, to your bottle, okay? But if you cannot do that, you can add the herbs without the charcoal, without it burning, into the jar. And that's what we're going to be doing now. However, I would highly recommend that you can at least burn your bay leaf and your sigil. I will go into that in a second. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a little bit of vitamin E oil to the bottom, so I don't want all of the herbs to stick too much. So I'm just going to add a little bit, not too much. Okay. See, just a tiny bit, because we're just stabilizing it, okay? Now I already prayed over these herbs, all right? So what you can do in order to pray over your herbs, you can just simply put your hands over each one and say, return to sender, reverse, and go through each one and do that. Or you can bless each one for exactly what you feel it should be doing for you, okay? So for me, maybe angelica root, it would be, I bless and empower this angelica root to bring in my angels to protect me and to return to the sender any negativity, send it back to its source. Blessed be, or amen, whatever you want to do. All right, this video is already getting long, so I'm going to start adding the herbs. So I'm going to add a bit of angelica root. I'm using my little funnel here. I really love angelica root. When you start grinding it up, it actually has a very lemony scent, which is very pleasant. Now, you don't have to grind them. You can add these herbs whole. Doesn't matter. So we're adding our clove. Clove for extra protection. Doing about 3 pinches. Ooh, 3 pinches of each. Man, I am a clumsy girl. My rosemary. Protection, removal of negativity. And my lemongrass. To remove all hexes, jinxes, curses, evil eye. There we go. Alright, so we have our herbs at the bottom there, as you can see. You can add more or less whatever you like. I'm going to add this piece of glass. Okay, this is to reflect out any negativity. Bless and empower this glass to reflect all negativity that might try to hurt anyone that comes near it. I would use my own name, but this is going to be sent to somebody else. Okay, now we're adding cinnamon because cinnamon adds speed. And it also will go right back to that person. They try to mess with you, like, nope, whoop, going right back. That's what I love about cinnamon. And it smells very nice. Also, guys, this cannot be put on the skin, just so you know. Alright? So I added that little piece of cinnamon. Alright, let me remove my tray here. I'm going to keep my funnel. 2 seconds. And you know what? I need a source of fire. Give me 2 seconds. I can't believe I forgot my matches and my lighter. I am not prepared today, guys. But, like I said, I'll be doing a video to tell you what's been going on with me, because it's been a while now, and you're probably all wondering what the heck is going on. So, I get it. Alright. I just have a lighter, whatever. I don't have time to go find my matches. It is what it is. Alright, I'm going to be putting in the black tourmaline powder. If you just have a piece of black tourmaline, that's perfectly fine as well. I bless and empower this black tourmaline to protect whoever uses this. Let no harm come to them, and let anything bad that has come to them return to its source. Return to the sender. Reverse. I just added a tiny bit. Now I'm going to add the black powder, or black pepper powder. You know what, I'm going to use a little spoon for this guy. Okay. I'm not going to use a ton because this is not a large jar. A little more than that. Okay. I bless and empower this pepper to send back any negativity that's been put upon that person, whether it be from others or words spoken by their own mouth or just energies in the ethers. Return it to whence it came. Okay. And you know what, I'll do the eucalyptus at the very end, because that really has to do with how much scent you like. Now, if you can burn the bay leaf and the sigil, great. If you cannot, you just crumple up the bay leaf and put it in there, and then the sigil you would roll away from you and pop it in there, okay? So like I said, if you cannot burn them, crush up the bay leaf, put it in, roll the sigil away from you, pop that in. Okay. But we are going to burn them today and take those ashes and put it in. So, I'm going to state out loud. Return to sender, reverse. Return to sender, reverse. return to sender, reverse, return to sender, reverse. I would suggest you use tweezers to do that. I probably should have, because I want to make sure this is fully burnt, since it is actually going to someone to do its job. There we go. And then we do the same with the sigil. Return to sender, reverse. 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 Take the last of it here. Not leaving anything to chance. Actually, a little bit just floated into the jar. Alright, so this does not make a lot of smoke. So it won't set off any alarms or anything like that, which is great. So what we will do now, while that cools off just a bit, is put in our carrier oil. Like I said, olive oil for this one, okay? And hopefully you can see here. I'm going to fill it about almost all the way to the top. There we go. If I need to add more, I can. Okay, great. Next, you add as much eucalyptus as you like. If you don't like the smell, then don't add a whole heck of a lot. If you like the smell, add a ton. It's totally up to you. I'm going to start with 7 drops and see if that feels right to me, if it smells right to me. I bless and empower this eucalyptus oil to open the roads and remove any blockages from returning any negativity that is sent to the source. Amen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? I'm going to do 9, 8, and 9. Because I'm using this little pipette, and so the drops are smaller as a rule. Let me give that a little swirl. And a smell. Yeah. Okay, so far this is what it looks like. Okay. Alright, and now we have these ashes. There's not much there. It's just a little bit. And I'm just taking my spoon and crushing it up a tiny bit. If you have to use your fingers, use your fingers. Which is what I'm doing now. That very edge of the bay leaf just did not want to cooperate and burn. But this has a bit of charcoal, which will give this a bit of that dark color, which is what we want. So, I'm going to add these ashes into the bottle. I need like 10 of these funnels because I use them so frequently in my witchcraft and they get so dirty and like I can't do more than one thing in a day. If these will come out, give me a second. Maybe I shouldn't have used a funnel. There we go. Just a little blockage, no biggie. Just do whatever you gotta do to get it in there. There's no right or wrong way. I can be a messy witch at times, so no judgment, right? No judgment, guys. I'm just kind of scraping it out there. Okay. I don't want to bore you with all that. Do a little more of that later on. Alright, and yeah, it looks like we need just a teeny bit more oil. Fill it all the way up. Alright, nice. So, then we cap it up, shake it real well. And see, it still has a pretty dark color to it without having to add the charcoal, which is nice, right? So it won't stain anything, because guys, I did spill a little bit of my my oil. And yeah, I got some things stained. Like I said, I'm clumsy. So after you've created this, that's when you take your petition. If you have an altar, go to your altar. If you don't, that's okay too. Just go wherever you feel like you go outside to a nice place, like a sunny little spot, whatever. And you take your petition and you place your bottle on top. And you speak your petition as many times as you feel necessary. I will repeat it. All my enemies, known and unknown, the source from which the negativity came, I reverse thee times 10. And then you sign your name, okay? All right, guys, I know this was long, but this is just one of those items that it's not super duper quick and easy to make. And I hope I explained it well enough for you guys. If you ask me any questions in the comments that I've already answered, I'm not going to reply, okay? Like I said, pause, rewind if you need to. I took the time to give this to you, put effort in to give this to you, so we got to go 50-50. So, you know, make sure you watch the video to its entirety. But if you have questions that I did not answer in the video, please do not feel afraid to ask me. I would be more than happy to answer them. And please let me know what you guys think about reversal oils or turn to sender oils. If you have recipes and how you like to make them, and if you have any ideas on what you think I should do differently, I'd be more than happy to listen, because I'm never going to know it all. I just wish I could. Alright, like I said, the winner of my giveaway will be receiving this oil once it is fully charged. I am going to be releasing the name and video in the next few days, so make sure you stay tuned and stay subscribed, so that way you can find out if you are the winner. Alright guys, I hope this helped. You know, this oil does 1,000,001 things, so I hope that you find lots of ways to use it and enjoy it. As always, guys, blessed be.